Hello, my friends, and welcome back to your meditation practice. My name is Bee, and as always, I'm excited to be here with you today. In our practice this week, we'll be talking about decision making, specifically when it comes to choosing what thoughts are helpful and harmful. In our meditation practice, as you know, if you've been doing this one time or a few times or maybe a long time, our meditation practice really opens the floor for our thoughts to pour in. And there's this misconception that the goal of our meditation practice is to stop the mind from thinking, but it's quite the opposite. We're really just learning how to address our thoughts differently and work with them. So how can we decide if a thought is helpful or harmful? Well, the first way we do this is just by noticing the feeling that is attached to the thought. And if it is a helpful thought, a lot of the time that will make us feel good, or maybe not even good, but just peaceful. If a thought is hurtful, I think you probably know where I'm going here. We're gonna feel unsteady, uncomfortable, anything along those lines. Now, when it comes to, feeling a thought and deciding whether to keep it or not, I encourage you to really go off the feeling in your body. Lucky for us, meditation gives us the opportunity to get to know ourselves on a deeper level. Not only a deeper level, but a non-judgmental level. And this doesn't happen instantly. It's always tempting to judge how we feel, to judge the thoughts that come up. But as we know, this practice is an opportunity to get closer to ourselves. So if we can get closer to ourselves, we can work more deeply and more honestly with the thoughts that come up. The good news is you do not have to do anything with your thoughts today. If you notice that they're harmful and you feel empowered to release them, absolutely go for it. But if it feels like maybe you're not ready, maybe you want to explore these thoughts a little deeper, you can. But ultimately, we recognize that this practice is meant to help us, not hurt us. So we'll keep redirecting our focus back to the breath. Whether it's a helpful or harmful thought, we'll keep coming back to the breath. So we'll begin in a comfortable seat. You can meet me on the floor with a cushion beneath your seat or a pillow. You can sit with your legs loosely crossed in front of you or tucked behind you. If you're on a chair, ideally 2 feet are planted firmly on the ground, just so that you can feel that extra support beneath you. And just take a moment to relax through the face, unhinge your jaw. Your eyes can start to drift down toward the floor if you choose to keep the eyes open. If you'd like to close the eyes, you can do so now. And before we even let our focus land on the breath, start to feel your body in space. The idea with our practice today is we're just getting a little more comfortable with feeling. Feeling things that help us, feeling things that hurt us. So we'll start with the body. Notice the texture of the clothing against your skin. Is what you're wearing cozy or breezy? Do you feel a little chilly, a little too warm? How does it feel to sit here? Have you been sitting all day, or is this the first time you've been able to slow down? Or maybe you're doing this and you're walking, you're moving. So just notice, checking in with how your body feels. And maybe even as you ask yourself that question, you start to notice physical sensations in the body. That's okay too. Maybe you notice where you hold tension, tightness, maybe even a bit of openness or a release. And trying your best not to judge what comes up. I know it's difficult, and I'm right here with you. Not judging what comes up, not needing to do something about it or even figure it out seems unnatural. But we're simply the observer here. That's what we do in meditation. We observe. We spend a lot of our life doing and fixing, changing and figuring out. So this is an opportunity to sit and just be. And then from here, you can start to shift your attention toward the breath. If the breath is difficult to locate, it might be helpful to take a deep breath, a really exaggerated breath, so that you feel it in all different parts of your body. And then just let the breath start to flow in and out naturally, just as the body would do without your attention. And then maybe going one step further, how does it feel to breathe in the body? Do you feel like you have enough room to breathe? And trying your best here to keep your attention on the breath. Just experiencing that overall flow, that deeper sensation of air moving through, in, and out of the body. We know that meditation really does open up the floor for our thoughts. So instead of fighting them, maybe notice what this last thought felt like. Did it feel nice to think about, joyful? Or did it feel like something you had to fix or change or do something about? Maybe it's something that you just don't want to forget. But whatever it is, whatever has come up, you don't need to do anything about it. If you feel like you can let it go and it's not helpful, great. But regardless of the thoughts that come up, let's take a moment to interrupt them by way of the breath. So we've acknowledged what distracted us. Now intentionally move toward the breath. Notice how the breath feels in the body. Pick up on the texture, the temperature, the overall sensation. And then let your mind reset again. And as thoughts continue to roll in, maybe even before you come back to the breath, you take a moment to notice how this particular thought made you feel. Maybe going one step further, is it worth keeping? And another step further, is it helpful to keep thinking this thought? Or is it harmful? Either way, there's nothing you have to do right now other than observe. And then when you're ready, you'll use the breath again as a point of redirection, coming back to the overall sensation of the breath in the body, and spending just a few more moments right here. If you notice your mind wandering off again, you can repeat the same process. Trying your best to let your attention land and rest on the breath. And in our final moments of practice, just taking time to acknowledge that you made it here, chose to show up for yourself, and that should never be overlooked. When you're ready to come out of practice, you can open your eyes or raise your gaze and start to come back into the room. Amazing job. Amazing job working with your mind and getting to know yourself a little better. The idea is that we become close friends with ourselves so that we can be there for ourselves and support ourselves and live a life without judgment, as unattainable as that might seem sometimes. If you'd like to continue practicing with me, I release a new meditation every Monday here on YouTube. If you would like to explore a deeper one-on-one session with me, or even a 1-month or yearly membership, you can check out my website where I feature yoga and meditation classes as well as community gatherings. I hope to see you all again very soon, and enjoy the rest of your day.